Hello, hello. Welcome back to Happy Healthy Homes. I am so grateful you're here today because this episode is one of that truly lights me up. Christmas is approaching, and if you are anything like me, you're probably feeling that mix of excitement, nostalgia, softness, and also a little bit of overwhelm and pressure. In this season where we try to work twice as hard just to get a few days off, there are many lists, school events, end of year celebrations, family expectations, and on top of it all, planning Christmas for everyone else. It's a lot. I know, it's a lot. And that's exactly why I wanted to record this episode now, today for you. Few weeks before Christmas. I just still want you to take a breath with me. Yes, little breath, just to relax a little bit. For many years, I actually did not like Christmas. Growing up, in my home in Brazil. My parents owned a small IGA little supermarket, and December was the busiest month of the year. They were always working, always tired, and my siblings and I were like invisible. In the middle of the chaos, Christmas felt stressful, rushed, and transactional. Did we get presents? Yes, we did. We always got some presents. Wasn't like in a traditional way, or like people put under the Christmas trees, everyone unwrap. Was in a hurry as well. I still remember the first time we had a Christmas tree. I was already 15 years old. Someone in a small town was paid to decorate the tree. It was really pretty, but it had no meaning for us. We didn't care about the tree at all, me and my sisters. I was like, whatever, because we had no participation on that to make the tree, to pick up the decorations, to come as a family together. That didn't exist in my house. It was always about work and hurry up all the time. We didn't have rituals. We didn't have traditions. We didn't have slow down. Everything was about surviving the season and not celebrating. And I wanted to say this with a lot of respect for my parents. My parents did the very best they could with the resources and knowledge they had at the time. And I'm truly grateful for everything they worked so hard to give us. If I'm here in Australia today, it's because my parents worked so hard to give me an education. But wasn't until I moved to Australia that I started hearing people talk about Christmas, so excited with jokes, traditions, and I love listening to people's stories. So I would sit on my offices, lunch breaks, and just soaking all that amazing memories people had and people saying what they're going to do for their kids, how they're going to decorate the house, what the traditions they have, people explaining about the naughty elf. And I was, oh, that's so amazing. I never had that. That must be fantastic as a kid to have all these amazing traditions during Christmas. Even listening to my husband, it's so interesting and my heart fills up every time he tell me about how his parents will make so much effort to make Santa real, like beer, biscuits, steps to the Christmas tree, and Santa always left a love note for him. And he fills up with tears every time he remembers this little gesture his parents did for him. Does my husband remember the presents? No, he doesn't. He does not remember what he was given by Santa, but he remember exactly how his parents made him feel so special, making all the effort because Santa was coming to town. And when I listen to this story, something inside of me softened, something inside of me started to heal because children won't remember of the toy they received. If you bought them the most expensive car on the shop, they remember the feeling, they remember the little notes, they remember the moments that made them feel seen. So now it's our turn to create traditions in our home. And I'm so excited. So this year is the first year we're doing Christmas decoration. And I never had Christmas decorations. We had a puppy and we always thought, oh, he would destroy everything. So let's get him a bit older. And now we have a reason for Christmas. We have a little baby and she's a bundle of joy. And we decided to start decorating the house from this year. So we started our first tradition. That is a little farm close to my house that sell Christmas trees. So this is our tradition. We go pick up Christmas trees and decorate. And it was so good, even with Isla, a baby. It was so emotional for me. I hope I don't start crying here, but like for me, that healed all my childhood. And I'm installing new memories in my head, and it was so amazing. We had a coffee. We had a walk on the Christmas farm. We talked with a lot of people. We took our dog with us. Yes, we took the baby and the dog, and everyone loved it. Everyone was patting the dog. All the kids running to the dog and asking, "Can you give him a pat?" So these memories will stay with me and my husband. And next year, I'm sure she'll remember. I want her to grow feeling loved, held, and celebrated in ways I never experienced as a children. And that's why today I'm recording this episode from the bottom of my heart because I wanted to remember you what your children are going to remember. We are going to explore the emotional power of traditions and why children crave them. Beautiful, simple rituals that build memory, not clutter. The gratitude jar tradition and how it transforms Christmas morning and how our homes become what we focus on during this season. So take a breath again and let's get into this episode. I'm too excited. And if you haven't yet, tap subscribe to my podcast and help me spread the love around the world. Send to a friend and someone you think needs to hear this message. Traditions are ancient. They've always been part of the human story. Long before Christmas was commercialized, families and communities gathered in rituals that were simple, sensory, and deeply meaningful. Across different cultures, from indigenous communities sharing stories around the fire to European families marking seasons with food and candles, traditions were passed down because they created connection, identity, and belonging. They helped people feel rooted. They created stability and they taught children you belong to this family, to this story, to the rhythm. From a neuroscience perspective, children thrives in repetition. It builds emotional safety. It strengthens memory pathways. It teaches predictability. This is why the same song, the same recipe, the same walk, the same ritual becomes a memory that lasts a lifetime. And here's the magic. Your home becomes what you focus on. If your focus is pressure, chaos, and rushing, the home absorbs that. If your focus is connection, gratitude, and presence, the home becomes a sanctuary. And that's why we're here to help you make those memories. Somewhere along the way, Christmas became about buying more instead of feeling more. Somewhere along the way, everything got lost. I don't know when, I don't know how, things became lost. People started thinking they need to buy the most expensive present. That's not the meaning. Don't feel pressure if you're not in a position to do that, because that's not what your children are going to remember. And that's why we're here. But here's what we know. Children don't remember what they received. They don't. I don't remember any of the gifts my parents gave me for Christmas. My husband don't remember the gifts he received for Christmas. So what does we remember? The traditions. I didn't have any traditions. So my husband had these beautiful memories about the traditions and what his parents made for him during Christmas. They remember. So children will remember how Christmas felt. The glow of the lights, the music while decorating the trees, the smell of something. I talked about this before. Smells are so important. Christmas smell around the house. Your arms around them, the hugs, the kisses, the stories, the story read before bed, the energy of the home. Your presence is the most magical gift you will ever give them. So this year, instead of focusing on the perfect gift or perfect menu, come back to the question, how do I want my children to feel this Christmas? What do I want my child to remember about this Christmas? Let's talk about some simple rituals that's not going to cost you anything, but build a lot of emotional anchors. Okay? I'm excited about this. Decorating the tree together with one song that becomes your family song. So choose a song, and every year when you're decorating the tree, just put that song, dance, make that something fun, something special for the whole family together doing the tree. Taking a sunset walk on Christmas Eve to breathe the warm summer air. That's in Australia. If you're in Australia, you're going to breathe the warm summer air. But if you're in countries that have snow, even more special. Take a walk to soak up the nature, the snow, the changing season. Baking the same recipe every year. Cookies. Making a handmade ornament using nature. Leaves, twine, clay, something like that. Something simple. Reading the same Christmas book every night until Christmas. Leaving love notes under the tree. This one I love because that doesn't cost you anything. You just get a little notepad, write some things, and they will remember. Because I'll tell you, my husband remember about the love notes, and he is more than 40 years old now, and that's what he remembers. And it tears up his eyes when he remember the love notes his mom left for him. How beautiful is that? Writing a wish or prayer for the year ahead. Sharing one thing you're grateful for before opening the presents. These traditions become sensory memories, the kind that children carry into adulthood. The point isn't to do all of them. Choose one or choose something different. Choose something that will fit your family, something meaningful, let them grow naturally. Okay, and now one of my favorite traditions, one that I want to implement in my house and I want to talk about. And these are this about the gratitude we already implementing in our house slowly, just little rituals throughout the day, throughout the week. And I want to talk about this one, the gratitude jar tradition. So throughout the year, you write little notes and drop them. Moments of joy, small wins, something your children said, a milestone, a simple, beautiful day. Then on Christmas morning, before presents, before the noise of the day begins, you sit together and you open the jar. You read each note out loud. You remember the year you lived. You start Christmas grounded in gratitude instead of rushing. Imagine your children hearing, "You were so brave on your first day at school this year. We danced in the kitchen every night. You made us laugh until we cried at the dinner table. You loved finding flowers on your walks." This ritual teaches children what truly matters. It becomes the emotional centerpiece of Christmas morning. Calming, connecting, strengthening a tradition they might continue with their own children. You never know. Or they might create their own tradition. Before we close, I want to really remind you, gently remind you, your home doesn't need to look perfect to feel magic. What your children remember is your energy, your presence, your softness, your willingness to slow down and savor the moment. Save that memory. Some days I look into my baby's feet and I tell myself, I just hope I remember this forever. And some days she giggles so much and I just tell myself again, I just hope I remember this giggle forever. It's so joyful. It's so peaceful. Christmas is not a performance. You don't need to prove anything to anyone. You know, we had this thing about like what would people think. I think we passed that now. We're getting to a moment that we really need to look within our own family, within the people who really matter, and how we want to show up to the world. Christmas, it's a feeling. It's not a performance, it's a feeling. Memory you are building one small moment at a time. So allow yourself to let it go of the pressure, the expectations, the perfection, the comparison, and come back home. Come back home with me. Come back home. What really, really matters, it's your family, it's your children, and it's how they feel, how they will remember these little moments with you. If you work a lot, it's not a problem. You come home and you create memories with them. I know you might be tired, but just go for a little walk with them in nature. Take them to that playground close to home. They'll remember that forever. Do you know? One of the things we remember a lot about my dad is that usually on lunchtime he would come home. He was tired. He was eating really late already. And sometimes me and my sisters would eat earlier, much earlier than my dad. But when he come home, if we come around him and want to eat with him from his plate, he would never say no. He would just eat with us. Even though he knew we had already eaten, he knew that we were not even hungry, but he knew what we were craving was the connection with him because we didn't have much. He worked so much. And that's the beautiful thing me and my sisters always talk about. And remember that connection, that kindness he had to share his food with us and just to let us surround him in a moment that he was eating. He could just said, I'm eating, leave me alone. But he would just embrace us and let us sit around and just share the plate with him. So remember that it's all about how your children feel. Okay? A walk in nature is for free. A gratitude jar is for free. It's not about the money. It's about the connection. I thank you so much for being here with me. I hope this episode reminds you that Christmas doesn't need to be loud or overwhelming to be beautiful. It just needs to feel like love. And if you'd like to go deeper into understand how homes shape our children's well-being emotionally, physically, and neurologically, my book, Creating Healing Spaces for Children, is a beautiful next step. It's filled with science, stories, and a simple guidance to help you create nurturing spaces all year around. You'll find the link on the show notes. I wish you a beautiful Christmas, full of presents, warmth, and memories your children will treasure for a lifetime. Thank you again. Bye.